Each of us lives our lives according to what we believe to be true about ourselves and about the world, even if what we believe to be true isn't. Today, I want to share some ideas I have about what I call the world's deadliest belief. What makes it so deadly, how it's affecting you, and the one thing that you can do to change it. But first, let me ask you a question. What do you want most in your life? So much so that if you had it right now, you'd willingly let go of everything and everyone else you had to in order to keep it. Most of us have a list of people and things that are really important to us, but research shows it's the experience that we have around those people and things that makes them seem important to us. But most of us want more the experience of what we call core states of being: peace of mind, freedom, oneness, connection. And it's those things on our list that we think we need to have those that makes them important to us. But that's backward thinking. I'm going to tell you a little story so you'll know what I mean by that. Imagine yourself as a young child, and you're at that magical age where you're exploring everything, and you're learning about yourself and about the world. You're growing up in a small town surrounded by magnificent trees. And one hot day, you notice that your mom is waving her hand close to her face, and being a child that's curious, you do that. And you notice a small breeze coming from the movement of your hand. And then your dad turns on the big electric fan, and those blades are much bigger and faster than your little hand, and they're creating a much stronger breeze. And it's time to go outside and play. And you step out into the dead calm of that day, and the trees are as still as a picture. A little while later, as you're playing, a breeze picks up and blows across your face, and looking around, you notice the trees are moving gently. Then the wind starts to pick up and becomes quite strong. And looking around, you notice the trees are moving wildly. Now, based on the observations of a young child, and in the absence of any other information, what is a perfectly rational conclusion for you to come to regarding the origin of wind? That wind is caused by the motion of trees. Right? Sure. That's a silly little backward belief, and it doesn't mean anything. But now imagine that you're at the age where you're looking for your mission in life, and you're sitting in front of a big screen TV one day watching a newscast about a distant town being devastated by this horrible windstorm. And you watch horrified as the statistics roll in, the property damage, the injuries, the death. But you're not surprised either, because you have never seen trees moving so fiercely. And it dawns on you, your mission in life. You are going to save the world from the threat of these terrible windstorms. Yeah. Now, based on this silly, harmless belief, if you're going to accomplish your mission, what do you have to do? You have to cut down all the trees. Yikes. Now, that's kind of a big task, and it's not likely you could do that alone, but imagine now that most of the world believes, as you do, that wind is caused by the motion of trees, and you're able to amass an army of true believers that are able to accomplish the task. In the end, when all the trees have been successfully cut down, answer this question: have we helped the world? So, in the wrong context, a harmless belief can be pretty deadly, can't it? Now, that's just a silly story. With what we know today, nobody here believes that wind is caused by the motion of trees, I'm assuming. But there's another belief that's just as ridiculous, based on backward thinking, that's responsible for more suffering and death in the world today than all the natural disasters combined. And one of the deadliest things about this belief is that almost everyone in the world has it and doesn't even know it. This is it. Other people, events, and things are responsible for how I feel and what I do. Doesn't sound so deadly, does it? But consider this. What do all of these scenes have in common? The underlying theme here is, you are making me feel uncomfortable, and I'm not okay with that. You have got to change what you're doing, or I have to destroy you. Wow, what a downer, Jim. Where does that belief come from? Well, as children, our well-meaning parents, in order to teach us and to control their environment, use certain language patterns and emotions to try and control our behaviors. If your parents were anything like mine, you can remember times when they said things like, you disappointed us, or you make us happy, you make us sad, make us proud, or angry. And if they got angry enough, maybe there were consequences, and you felt like it was your fault. Now, when these events were actually going on, didn't it seem like what you were doing was actually causing the feelings and behaviors of other people? It did, didn't it? They may even have told you that. You made me do this. It was for your own good. There are still words today I can't quite say without tasting soap. Now, as children, when we mistake causation, we get cause and effect mixed up. This forms the seeds of the deadliest belief. And it doesn't just go away when we grow up. We take this into the world with us. And there's this power struggle that continues throughout our lives. Both entities trying to control the other or the outside in order to feel okay. But that kind of control doesn't work, does it? And when we want something very much and we feel powerless to have it, we get desperate. And when we get desperate, we get angry. Because, of course, we are taught that anger is one of the best tools for control. Didn't you learn as a child that perhaps when they got angry and got what they wanted, you learned, wow, what a cool way to get what I want? And it works all through society. It is the preferred tool for manipulation. This has spread like a thought virus, this belief, because it goes totally unrecognized. And the reason for that is no one's looking for it. It's like a virus in the body causing devastation that the body doesn't recognize because it is buried within language and behavior patterns that are considered normal. It's everywhere. Behavior patterns like bullying, greed, political correctness, violent crime, war, genocide. All these are attempts by someone else to control the outside so that they can be okay. But it doesn't work. It's in the language patterns of blame. You make me feel bad. This is your fault. You did this. I'm not responsible for my feelings. You are. What can be done about it? Anything? Yeah. Awareness is the first step. This deadly belief can't hide from you anymore, so consider yourself inoculated. You'll see the symptoms of this everywhere around you in the same way you can find the symptoms of a cold or a flu. You'll see it in the language patterns and behaviors of everyone around you. But that isn't enough. We have to change the way we think about ourselves and about the world. Here's a way to do that. When you're out in the world and you feel an emotional reaction and you want to start to think that it's coming from the outside, here's 3 questions to ask yourself and answer. First one is, what meaning am I giving to this situation that's causing it or allowing it to upset me? The meaning is always going to be about you or how you think it'll affect you. Now look, this puts you at the point of causation. And as long as you're the cause of your reaction, you're in a position to do something about it. Otherwise, if it's the outside, it won't work. 2, what else could it mean? It could mean anything. Notice now you're in a position of choice. You may not have had that before. Next question is, what's missing from this situation that if I had it, it would never upset me again? It'll always be some kind of new information about a belief or a resource or a skill set. But that's not enough to eliminate the belief. We have to redefine who it is we think we are. We can do that in terms of redefining ourselves as being connected to something greater than we are. Take a look around you for just a brief second and notice your mind is telling you that you're looking at different separate individuals and objects. And you'll say, well, certainly there is space that is separating us, but that's backward thinking. I want you to notice that the space is connecting you. All things connected by space, not separated. And notice the space isn't empty. You can fill it with your awareness. And if you practice this, you can feel the connection. Let's redefine ourselves in terms of our abilities. Our ability to create meaning in the world is our greatest power as human beings. Let me show you that you can do that. Pull out an imaginary lime and hold it in your hand. Everybody. What color is it? It's green, isn't it? Almost like green and lime go together. But now, using the power of your mind, turn that to yellow. Now what are you holding? A lemon, right? That's what most people say. But that's not the answer. You're holding a green lime, and I said, turn it to yellow. You're holding a yellow lime. That's what you're holding. And now that you know this trick, your brain can't fool you as easily again. So here's what I want you to do. Pull out your green lime again. Turn it yellow. What are you holding? Come on. Now, turn it blue. What are you holding? Turn it red. That's right. See, your mind confuses content with meaning, and it doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know they're separate, so you have to teach it. In this way, you can take any event, any object, anything that you find has power over you, and while keeping the content, you can change the meaning. You can color it with a new meaning. We have that kind of control. You get the idea. Now, when it comes to the idea of connection, the most important thing that I have discovered is that this stuff, this awareness pervades us all. When this occurred to me when I was a kid, I got all excited. I ran home to tell my mom and dad. I thought they'd be happy to know that the world isn't the nightmare that we think it is. They invited me over for dinner. I thought, wow, they're going to want to discuss this new discovery. I got there were 4 priests with holy water and a Bible waiting to save my soul. This is a true story. True story. Now here's the thing. Now that you're aware of this, we have a choice. We can make a decision. We can go with this idea that we are the creators of this meaning, and if we do, it's very likely that we'll have a higher degree of peace and okayness in our lives, perhaps than ever before. Or we can continue on the path of this deluded thinking that wind is caused by the motion of trees. You see, we don't have to cut down the trees to stop the wind. That's not the way it works. And we don't have to control or destroy each other to be okay. That's not the way it works. If we continue along the path of the deluded wind from trees thinking, I wonder what it'll feel like when at the end of a lifetime of work, trying to get what it is at the beginning we all said we wanted most, and the last tree standing comes crashing to the ground, and a moment later, the wind begins to blow. Thank you.